Hi, everybody.
Good day. Hey.
Sorry, I got to admit something. We just restarted. I was recording before, but a baby crying and,
Baby's crying. Baby's crying.
got to deal with things. Got to be a parent.
Yeah, so we started over. And what we were talking about... Oh, first of all, hi, I'm Miles. I'm Dave's friend, Miles.
This is my friend, Miles.
Best friend. Best friend forever.
Well, before we jump into any stories, I have not seen you for a long time.
You haven't seen me for a good month, I'd say.
It's been at least
a month.
At least. I had long hair last time I saw you, didn't I?
Oh, right, yeah. Your hair looks great.
And now it's getting longer. Now it's getting longer again.
People love your hair, eh? They always comment on it.
It's confusing. They like it when it's long.
Mm-hmm. No, I like it like this.
But actually, I think it's really good right now.
Yeah, like that. It's better than mine.
You got nice hair.
Oh no,
That's just a bad angle.
You like a cowlick? I have that natural cowlick line like Mike Tyson.
Well, there you go, like Mike Tyson. What's there to worry about?
So anyway, no, I like. Yeah, you have good hair, man. People, it's like a hot topic on your comment section.
I personally like it shorter like this than I do when it's long.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's also easier to
more
manage.
Manageable.
Taking a shower is 10 minutes longer.
How much shampoo do you use? In your hair?
So much less. I save money on like a little circle.
like a silver dollar's worth.
About that, yeah.
Okay.
And then conditioner as well.
You know what I like to do? I like to use shampoo once, a little bit, shampoo my hair, shampoo my beard, and then rinse it, and then a little bit more. Double clean.
Apparently, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Double shampoo.
Feels good.
And I've actually noticed when I've double shampooed, it's the second, like you can use like a lot less shampoo. And it like just goes through easier.
Definitely.
But when I have short hair, I don't waste that much money.
I feel like if you haven't double shampooed, try it tonight.
You may notice. Do you notice the difference in the result, or just the way it feels the second time?
I just like the way it makes me feel.
Because it is cut.
No, I definitely notice it. Like you can feel it when you wash it the second time.
Yeah, but it does come off as sort of like a way for a shampoo company to be like, this is how we want to make more money
Rinse
by saying,
and repeat.
Oh, well, you got to do it twice. So
honestly, though,
use double the shampoo.
You have to do it twice. You have to do it.
I won't say you have to, but maybe you should.
If your hair is dirty, you should do it twice. I don't condition though.
You don't condition?
Because I don't have a lot of hair. Like I just.
Oh, I guess
because I keep my hair short. I just do shampoo, so it's fun.
You got to condition.
I shower twice a day though.
You shower twice a day?
Yeah, man. Once in the morning before work, and then I come home and I nap, and then I work out, and then I have to shower again. I have to shower before bed. I like going to bed clean because it makes me sleep better.
I think I did a Twitter poll on this once, actually, on if people shower in the morning or at night. And then, of course, it turned into like this like angry debate over like, well, if you say that you shower in the morning, that means you don't actually work. You don't do any hard work, because people that shower at night, they do hard work during the day. So they have to go to bed. It's like, oh God, can we have a regular conversation?
The internet is perfect.
It's just
social media is a perfect place to just argue about nothing now. It's crazy, man.
I am noticing myself. This week, actually, I've noticed this. I am probably checking Facebook now at the same rate as Twitter, which means I'm checking Twitter a lot less than I used to check. It is just Elon Musk has completely ruined the platform.
Man, okay. I'm seeing tweets from people I do not even follow at all. Like, I don't follow them. I don't know people that follow them. Yeah, I'm seeing tweets that are just like...
That's you know what? Let's do a little experiment. I have not checked the For You tab here. I have it right here. Mm-hmm. Here's my For You tab. Let me check it. So following is what you should be on.
Yeah.
But it defaults to For You, and that's where they put all the garbage into your feed. Mm-hmm. So let's see.
McJesus does it again.
Okay, well, I can't really show that's hockey. Okay, I follow her. I follow him. Well, so far it's okay. Hockey, people I follow. Well, it's not bad today. Okay.
Okay, well, mine's not like that at all.
Usually, it's like I get like actually, you know what? Recently, I've been like muting and blocking a lot of people, so I'm seeing less Matt Walsh. I'm seeing less Ben Shapiro.
Oh my God,
Matt Walsh. That's a lot of what I normally get.
Same here. I see like right wing like nut jobs
Yeah.
popping up, like, because yes, I will check out like the comment section.
Checking your heart rate?
No, just that I got 10,000 steps. I haven't done that today.
You've just been sitting down. Maybe it's all this swigging of the beer. Just like
Anyway, yeah, so it'll do that. It'll do that to me. And I actually, Elon Musk kept popping up in my feed, and I was like, I don't want to see, I don't want to see anything from
no,
Elon Musk.
you got to block Elon Musk. It's not
so.
But there's a new person in town, a new platform in town. It's called Bluesky. Mm-hmm. So far it's invite only, so I'm sorry. You don't have an invite right now.
What is it?
They're supposed to give invites out. So this is created by.
I like that guy's room.
That's a painting.
I guess, but I like it.
That's nice. So this is created by by Jack, or at least he's one of the people behind it. Jack, who created Twitter, or what did he create? I don't know, whatever the hell, he was behind Twitter. They were actually in the process of making this while they were at Twitter. It's sort of like a decentralized version of Twitter. So it's similar to Mastodon, if anyone's familiar with that, but it's more. There's still like a central area, like this is the central place right now.
It looks like Twitter.
It's very it's Twitter right now, basically. But it's Jesus Christ! I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to blur some of this out, unfortunately. But there's actually there's a lot of that.
Okay.
A lot of naked people right now here because people are sort of feeling free to just show whatever.
Right.
But it's definitely. It's better right now because these freaks aren't on Bluesky yet. Mm-hmm. But I feel like once they open this up publicly, it's going to be taken over just like Twitter is.
I do like seeing like right wing nut jobs on Twitter get ratioed though. You know what I mean? Like they'll post something stupid and I'll be like, oh my god, that is stupid, and then I'll read the comments and people being like, you're stupid. You know what I mean? So like that's fun for me.
There's less of that now. Because the way they're propping up all these blue checks, and all the blue checks now have to be people that are paying for Twitter.
Oh my god!
It's all just like everyone. I forget who said this, but they tweeted this perfectly. Basically, it's Twitter now is the reverse of what it should be. So all the people that have blue checks are people that should be banned off the platform, but they're the ones that are verified at the top.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, and you know what, Twitter, it's still okay for breaking news, like for.
Yeah,
like when you want to know,
only time I use
when you want to know, like if there's like a really big story breaking, sure, it's great. But like I'll find myself just scrolling it, just looking at like, oh my god, like it's just a cesspool of like crap. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I can't use it I can't converse on there anymore.
That makes rational national sense.
It does make rational national sense. I should have sat on the side with the soundboard.
This is truly mental illness.
Margarine.
Anyways,
margarine.
What's going on with you recently?
Okay, so I got pulled over on the way to work on Friday.
By a cop?
By a police officer, yes.
Sorry, by a police officer.
So I got pulled over. When I go to work, because if you've seen us talk before, I'm on the radio morning show. I'm a morning show guy. Hey!
That's how he's
morning show. What up?
Hey, good morning.
Well, you're waking up with Miles. I'm not like that. But anyway, so I have to be at work early. I have to be at work at 4. I got pulled over. It was 4 o'clock. I was running a little late, so yes, I was speeding. I was doing 75 kilometers an hour.
Why were you so late?
I was taking a...
You got to get there by 4 miles.
I was taking a crap.
Did not know that's where it was going. I just figured you slept in because it's like 4 in the morning.
It was just taking a while, and I'm like, God damn, because like I'm looking at my watch.
Do you ever not take a while? We lived together once, and we shared a washroom. Mm-hmm. You take a while. Take a while in the washroom.
I know my.
You sit there.
I know my
on your
time
laptop.
frame. I wake up at 3.
You're watching Drake videos.
No. Man, it's not like in college.
Okay.
So it's 3 o'clock. I wake up. I go into the bathroom. I do my stuff. I'm usually out by like 3:40, and I'm in my car by 3:45, and then I get to work at 4. So I was a little bit late because I was just taking a little bit longer. Anyway, so I was speeding 75 kilometers in a 50-kilometer-an-hour zone. That because we're in Canada and
What does that translate to in like miles per hour?
I don't know, just the regular, just USA, use.
Or how about you switch to a better system?
Exactly. What are they? The Imperial system?
Whatever the hell it is.
So dumb.
It's very stupid.
Anyway, the rest of the world uses what Canada uses.
Yeah, thank you.
And so I was 75 and at 50, so I get pulled over, and I'm like, I turn onto the street, and I'm like 2-3 blocks away from work, and then I see a cop behind me, and I knew he was coming because he was coming quick, right? Like, because I had nobody behind me. There was nobody on the road. And he comes up quick, and I'm like, he's going to light me up. And then, boom, the lights go on. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then, so he lights me up.
I'm Miles Gibney.
No. I pulled over. This is a good story. Okay, I pulled over, and he comes up to the car. He's like, hey, Officer Harris, you were doing 75 and a 50. And I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, I know. I'm like, I know, man. Here's all my stuff, like insurance and license and all that. I'm like, I'm late for work. I'm right there. And he's like, I know it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody's out, but like you were speeding. And I'm like, I know, man, I'm sorry. Like I just got a speeding ticket too, like a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never in my life gotten a speeding ticket.
Yeah. So actually it was, this is the third time I've been pulled over in less than a year. So, and I got I got tickets both times I got pulled over initially. But anyway, so I'm like, man, I know. And I'm like, I'm right at work. Like work is like right there. You know what I mean? And he's like, all right. He's like, just writes down my like name and stuff. And he's like, okay. He's like, okay, just slow it down. So he didn't give me a ticket, thankfully. So I was like, awesome. So like I go to work and then I'm telling my co-host, I'm like, yo, I got pulled over. And then I'm like, let's do a bit about it. So we're doing a bit about it on the air, on the radio. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, put your fucking hands on the wheel. Don't you fucking move. Like, you know, totally exaggerating it. And then, long story short, the cop's girlfriend listens to the show and hears my bit about him pulling me over.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Because I said his name, like, you know, Officer Harris or whatever. So she messages our radio station Facebook page. She's like, oh my God, like, that's my boyfriend or whatever. So I send her the clip of the radio thing, right? And so she plays it for the cop, and he loves it and thinks it's hilarious and stuff. And she's like, the message was like, I can't believe he had the audacity to pull over Miles on his way to work this morning. So... yeah, it turned out well. And then I was like, I really want to go on a ride along with him. So maybe I'll go on a ride along with this cop.
You could tell us all the dirty details.
Oh yeah,
what goes on.
I want to see somebody get tased.
Well, it's better than being shot, I guess.
Well, yeah. I just want to see somebody be like totally uncooperative and being like mouthy to the cops. And then the cop is just like, you're going to get tased. And then they don't comply. And then they're like, oh. Like some lady in Walmart or something.
I imagine that's probably a lot of what they do around here. Walmart calls.
Well, because I do the news, I see a lot of the police reports. And yeah, there are a lot of like, you know, somebody was arrested for shoplifting at a Walmart or whatever, and yeah, it happens.
So I was actually in Walmart today, and someone left, and the thing went off, and nobody cares.
Really, eh?
I mean, I'm not going to. I don't condone shoplifting.
Oh no!
But Walmart's a massive store. Mm-hmm. Why would and they're all underpaid. Why would anybody give a shit? Like it's. Especially if you're like getting into like an altercation over like some shirt that some guy stole. Like, come on now. No one's going to waste their time with that. It's just, who cares? By the way, I bought this at Walmart. Toronto Maple Leafs.
It is sick.
We can't waste too much time on sports because people get bored of it. But Leafs in the second round for the first time in 19 years. And they are currently down 2-0 against the Florida Panthers. Who the hell is a Florida Panthers fan? That's what I want to know.
Not me.
If there's an actual Florida Panthers fan out there, please comment below.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe you exist. Actually, on that point, you saw this, right? I showed you this? Or you saw this on Twitter? So I posted this shit.
I don't know.
You're going to see. So I retweeted this somewhere. I got to find it. Here it
Oh,
is.
yes.
This is the reality. So I said Panthers fans are just reskinned NPCs. Changed my mind. Look at this. This is at a Leafs game. So during the first series, they're wearing Tampa Bay jerseys, and then the second series against Florida, they're wearing Florida. These people. So there's apparently I didn't see the interview.
They're a father and daughter.
Yeah, this is like an interview
And
with them.
they do this against the Leafs,
and
they get on TV.
Yeah, they do like every team basically, every away team. And it's a way for them to get on television. But it's just like, I don't know. To me, it goes to the point that they can't find actual real Florida fans in the audience, so these are the people they show.
I think it's really funny though that they do this.
It's pretty funny.
There's actually an article, a news
he has
article.
Season tickets to be a Leafs hater, professional Leafs hater.
He must be rich, man.
Yeah,
and
clearly.
those tickets, like, they look like lower bowl.
Yeah. Oh no, these are good seats.
Yeah, they're like good seats. So,
it's like a pack.
and that's a reverse retro this year Tampa Bay jersey.
So they're money.
I like it.
He looks like Pat Quinn, doesn't he?
He does. He looks a lot like Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn was the coach of the Leafs when the Leafs were 19 years ago, going to the second round. Pat Quinn was a beauty.
Let me look up Pat Quinn.
Pat Quinn, man, what a beauty.
Do a little comparison.
What an
here.
absolute.
People that don't know.
There we go.
That's a perfect pick.
What a handsome guy.
Hold up, I'll bring it up. Why isn't it?
He played in the NHL as well back in the day. And he was the Leafs GM and head coach.
So there's Pat Quinn.
That's the last time the Leafs were in the playoffs was this guy was their coach, and he's dead now, God rest his soul. I don't believe in God, but he probably did.
Oops. Now look at this guy. Pat Quinn reincarnated.
Yeah.
Wild.
That's a nice cigar he's got too.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah,
I like when Pat Quinn would get mad, he's chewing his gum and he'd throw his gum.
Did he?
Like that. Oh yeah.
I don't see that.
Yeah, he was great.
I just remember one of my only like real happy Leafs memories is when Gary Volk scored against Pittsburgh.
Well, that was the last time
in the second round to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, that was the last time the Leafs won a series in overtime.
That's crazy.
And John Tavares,
Leafs captain.
He scored. He's the first captain to score an overtime. You know what? People are not going to like this.
Yeah, people don't care. Whatever.
It's a big. If you're a Leafs fan, you know how big of a deal it is, man.
Just imagine you love something for your whole life, and they have never succeeded for 19 years.
Yeah, I like. I remember it being.
Imagine as a child.
I remember it being like 10 years old, and the Leafs made it to the Final Four, and it was like a big deal. My parents were big time into it, and then in high school, like grade, like 11, like the Leafs did it again. They went to the Final Four, and then when I was 19 or 20, that's the last time they made the Final Four. And then they were against Carolina, and the Carolina Hurricanes beat them out, went on to play Detroit. Bob's your uncle. And that's been it. That has been it since then. So, like, it's been a long time coming.
And considering it's like the major hockey city.
Yeah, it's the mecca of hockey.
Leafs have to have the most fans out of any team, right?
Guaranteed. And that's why the Florida Panthers have denied Canadian citizens from purchasing tickets to the games 3 and 4.
They did. Wait, they did it again?
They did it, and then they're like, we haven't sold out yet. So now Canadian people can, but they initially said Canadian people cannot buy tickets.
This all goes back to who's a Florida Panthers fan. If they can't sell out, can't sell out playoff games for round 2, anyways, that's the end of that.
We can spend a whole hour talking about this.
What's that mean again?
It's my sign in Chinese, I think.
You don't even know. How old were you when you got that?
19.
There you go.
So the Leafs were in the playoffs. But yeah, it's been a long time. It's like my astrological sign. I thought it was really tough. It was like 2003. Same with my hand tattoo. Mm-hmm. It was 2003, and G-Unit came out, and I was like, they had G-Unit on their hand, and I was like,
I'm gonna get my name.
I was like, well, I can't get G Unit, but I can get my name.
What if you got G Unit?
Oh God. Oh man.
You'd have to get that covered up.
I should get these covered up now.
What? Really?
I
They're
think
fine.
so.
No one even notices.
Nah, man.
It's
I
all
feel
good.
like a dirtbag.
What? Really?
I don't even notice them anymore. Honestly, they've been part of my life for like half my life. So.
It's just like you know, a skin tag or something. It's like part of you.
Yeah, a skin tag.
Like
That's what they are.
I meant like a beauty mark. Like it's like a beauty mark. It's like part
No,
of
it's a skin tag. Okay.
When you have rational national priorities.
Oh,
Bernie.
man. So what else?
I
What
don't
else
know.
we got?
What else is going on?
We don't know.
I don't know.
It's just nice to see you again, I guess.
It is. It's very nice to see you.
You got to see your friends, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's an important thing that we all lost touch with over the pandemic. But we didn't. We didn't stop seeing each other.
Well, there was like a stretch where we didn't.
Well,
see each other
even if I did see you, I would test.
During the beginning, yeah. But even like during like the first probably like 6 months, right? I don't think we saw each other.
Yeah,
it was just like we were just all contained. Mm-hmm. And now I probably had COVID like 20 times. What the fuck? It's just like...
I just had COVID.
You actually had it?
Well, my girlfriend had it, and then my boss had it. So like, and I was sick during that time. So I'm like, yeah, man, I
was sick recently too, and my kid's in daycare, so we're always sick.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I've had it several times.
Yeah.
And I've been vaccinated, but I'm fine.
I do like,
thankfully.
Like, I was really sick too, man, last week. Like, but I really feel like with the nice weather now, it's like it's May in southern Ontario here, and this is like the nice time of year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is what I was saying last year, and I had the worst summer I've ever had in my entire life. Was last year.
Why?
It's when our kid first started going to daycare, so he got everything. We got everything. It was the first time I was actually sick, like since the pandemic began. Yeah, was last summer. Yeah, and I was sick all summer. It was.
I remember. Yeah, you had a cough for like a long time, man.
It wasn't just like it put me in like in a bad mood. It wasn't just like being sick. It's just like when you're sick all the time, you're also exhausted. Yeah. And on top of like your kid being, you have to take care of somebody else when you are sick.
I know.
I've never had that before. Yeah, it's the worst. Absolutely,
man. One of my best memories of my mom was when I was sick as hell. Right, I was like a little kid. I was probably like 7. And I was coughing like crazy. I remember my mom took me to the bathroom and like turned the hot water on, like full, and then put the shower on, and then just held me and like let the steam come in, and she just rocked me. So like when my mom dies, like I will always remember that.
Do you have to bring it to death?
Well, I guess it's nice to think about now, but seriously, it was such a nice, caring, motherly moment, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm a grown man. I still remember it.
How old were you?
Like 7.
How old are you? What's your oldest memory? You don't have to say what it is, but like, how old were you when your oldest memory happened?
Man, I was like 1. I'll tell you what it was. What?
You remember you were 1?
Yeah, because I was in my crib, and my sister put on like this. It was the 80s. It was like 84 or 85. 84 probably. Anyway, my sister put on this like monster glove, right? And I was in my crib, and she like went under my crib and like came over and like grabbed me.
How old was your sister at this time? Like 3?
Like
4?
She's 3 years older than me. So she like scared me on purpose.
That's so mean.
And I remember like her like grabbing me with it, and I was like like freaking out. Yeah.
You know, that wasn't like a bad drill. Like I feel like how would you even know as a 1-year-old what a monster hand is?
Oh, I've always known.
Maybe that's why you're into horror.
I love
from
horror.
A young age.
Oh man,
that's why you have this like fetish for horror.
Yeah,
because from a young age you're exposed to this horror moment.
My biological dad and my mom, they broke up when I was really, really young, right? So I remember going to visit him, and I'd be like 4 or 5, and he would rent me Nightmare on Elm Street and like let me watch it, and I would I watched Freddy Krueger when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I'd go home to my parents and I'd just be terrified for weeks to go to bed, and they'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Freddy's coming to get me." But now,
God.
like, I'll throw on Nightmare on Elm Street to go to bed because I've seen it so many times. I love horror movies now, so they're just movies. They're not like real.
Yeah, but when you're 4 years old,
I know they're traumatizing.
it all makes sense now. Now I understand why you love horror. I don't like horror movies. I feel like there's enough anxiety in real life. Why do I want to expose myself willfully to more anxiety?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I just like the practical effects of 80s horror movies. I like the nostalgia of them.
I think for you it's nostalgia. It has to be.
I love the nostalgia, but I also like...
Do you like new horror movies?
Yes, I do. Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite like
my new like it's not even that new anymore,
like
but
past
like
10 years or whatever.
Oh, Doctor Sleep for sure. It's the sequel to The Shining.
I remember you told me to watch that.
I loved it.
I have not seen
loved it. Some people hated it. I loved it. And I love The Shining. So.
Well, yeah. The Shining I like, but I think of The Shining more of like a thriller than like a... I mean, I guess... is it horror? I guess it's horror?
It's horror.
Okay.
It's a thriller horror. Suspenseful thriller horror.
But there's not as many like jump scares. I don't... like.
But there are, though.
When I think of horror, I think of
there
like
are, though. When Jack Nicholson's amazing in it. Yeah. Like, that's like a landmark performance in horror. It's a horror movie, man. And...
Okay, well, that's probably my favorite horror movie.
It's just like a different type of horror. It's not full of ghosts. Like, there are ghostly elements, but I think that Doctor Sleep really leans into the supernatural portion because it's a direct sequel to The Shining. Stephen King wrote it, right? Mm-hmm. And Mike Flanagan directed it. Mike Flanagan did the Haunting of Hill House for Netflix, and he's done other horror stuff, and he's really good.
What I find weird is I don't know why I haven't heard of this until you brought it up.
Doctor Sleep?
Yeah, I feel like a sequel to The Shining would be like a big deal.
Yeah, I know, and it should have been, but it just, I don't know if it wasn't marketed properly or what, but it was, you have to see it. It's so good. Like, there's one scene in particular in that movie that's like straight up disturbing where you're like, ugh. And Rebecca,
now I don't want to see it as much.
Rebecca Ferguson, who's in Dune 1 and 2, she is the villain, and she is unbelievable in it. She is so good.
Is it the similar kind of horror as The Shining is? Where it's like it's not.
It's more. It's more like horror.
Scarier.
It's scarier.
Well, I won't like it as much.
It's scarier, but like the acting's really good. The writing's really tight. But like the directing's really good. It's like it's more of like a horror movie. But like there's one scene in particular that's pure, like you're waiting the whole time. It doesn't pay like like lip service to The Shining throughout the whole thing until a certain point.
Okay.
And then
no spoilers.
And then I was just like, yeah.
Someone says, "Here's Johnny and Witch of the Camera."
No, nothing like that. But it was perfect, and I was like, "Here we go, let's go."
All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'll check it out. And I like, a part of me wants to, and a part of me is like, I'm gonna be like this watching the movie.
No, so, you'll be fine.
Though I have to say, for the first time in my life, I actually beat a horror video game.
What game?
Dead Space. They did a remake of Dead Space. So
what's Dead Space?
It's basically like this space station is like overrun, and this team goes to investigate it, and it's like a bunch of monsters and stuff going on. Uh-huh. And it first came out, I think in 2007. Well, whatever. It came out initially on the 360, so like 10 years ago. Mm. And then so they did a remake, and it's a great game. So I was like, the first couple hours are the worst because you have to that's when you have to acclimate yourself to what this game is, and there's a lot of like jump scares and that kind of thing. But once you do that, and my secret to get through the first 2 hours was I put in a podcast while playing it. So it's kind
so
of
you didn't
like
feel alone.
yeah. So yeah, and I wasn't as like super just all in on what was happening on screen. So, but once I got through that, these jump scares are gonna happen, and then my body just got used to it, and I wasn't as phased by it, and I just didn't, because the game is so well done, and it's a lot of like exploring different areas, and certain areas open up, and you go back to explore this. Like I love exploration in video games, so it's that part's very well done. So for the first time I ever actually beat a horror game, and I'm very proud of myself. It was great. It's fantastic.
I like horror video games.
What have you played?
Well, not many to be
Resident
honest, but I had a Google Play headset, and there was a horror. It was just like a horror walkthrough game. You didn't really have to do anything. All you had to do was like endure going through the house, and it even said like there was like a warning. It's like if you have heart problems, don't play this game and stuff like that. But like it was fine, but like it was scary because you're not anticipating anything, right? Like you're just like,
And you're like in it.
yeah, exactly. Like you're looking around and disoriented. But I really want to play the Friday the 13th game. I haven't played it yet.
I think it's more of like a multiplayer game, if I don't forget.
You can either be a counselor or you can be Jason
Yeah.
in it. I haven't played it, but if you played it, let me know how it is. Also, Blair Witch has a horror game.
It probably isn't that good.
People think it's psychologically like
It's
scary.
reviewed well. There's the new Resident Evil is in VR, and I actually have that because it's like an add-on. It's like a free download for if you own the game. So I played through the tutorial, and it's kind of like I have a hard time moving characters in 3D space. Like you're first person, but when you're walking forward and you're standing still, it disorients me. So
Right.
it kind of gives me a headache.
Yeah.
But it feels like it would be really scary once you actually get into the game.
Yeah.
But that's something that's worth probably checking out.
I think I would love to try that, man.
Yeah.
I think maybe during Halloween we should do like a live stream.
Oh, and do some horror stuff.
Twitch.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. That's a good idea.
I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling David about this. I went to Niagara Falls last summer, me and my girlfriend, and we went to the House of Frankenstein.
Maybe we can show them some of that.
And
At least screenshots.
it was just, it was like your typical haunted house. But I was scared. Like I was sweating. Yeah, there it is.
I don't want to show the video because they're probably going to copyright, but I'll show like this is the out.
Yeah, this is the outside of it. At Clifton Hill in Niagara Falls, Canada side. And it
looks very dark.
It's very dark, but there's a live actor in there as well that will kind of like chase you around. And
there's a part where you put like coins in to shoot things.
yeah, I was sweating so bad. And we were like, me and my girlfriend were like huddled together. We're like, oh, you know what I mean? But like,
Oh man.
this doesn't do it justice. Like, it's so dark in there. Like, and there's the ending.
It does seem like one of those like I've walked through these where it's just like you turn a corner and it's like a bah.
And yeah, you turn a corner and it's just like a hallway and it's dark as heck.
Mm-hmm.
And you go down in the hallway and then you turn down another hallway and it's dark, and that's basically the whole thing the whole way through. But like there's jump scares like throughout, every 10 feet or so.
I always wonder how much traffic these places get, like when it's off season, when it's not October.
Man, I remember the thing I remember the most is the lady that took our money at the ticket window. She was just this old surly ass bitch. You know what I mean? She's like, nah, $20, get in, fucking go in there.
Maybe that's part of the experience. Like,
Yeah, get in there. And I was like, okay, thanks, ma'am.
that's a fun, easy job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure the job.
I'm sure she enjoys herself.
So there's a live guy in there, and he's like dressed as Jason, and he's like following you around, and all of a sudden he's like touching you. And you're like, oh my god.
They can touch you?
Well, they can touch you, but you can't touch them.
That's some bullshit. I was telling you, like, I have to imagine some of these people have been like punched in the face. Like you can't
One
do
time,
a job like this. It's got to be super.
I went to
dangerous.
this haunted barn when I was like 11, right? Okay.
So you're one of these people that I've heard. See, I know it happens.
I went to this haunted barn when I was like 11. My dad and my buddy at the time. And this lady grabbed my leg in the dark, and I just swung over in that direction. And I hit her, and I knew who she was. And she's like...
You knew who she was?
Well, I didn't know who she was while I was in there, but I knew her. Anyway, she grabbed me, and she's like, "You think it's funny, Miles?" And grabbed me and threw me out, and I was like, "Oh my God, Wendy." And then so my dad and my friend had to go through the rest of the haunted house on their own, right?
Oh my God.
And I'm like standing out there. I got kicked out. I was like a kid. And then
Wait, so you kicked her and laughed? Is that what happened?
no, I just like somebody grabbed my leg and I was like, ah! You know,
And you
like
hit them.
in that general direction.
Yeah.
And I hit her.
But she was saying you think it's
I
funny?
didn't know who it was because it was so dark and I was just like scared.
Yeah.
And I punched her.
But if she's saying you think it's funny, that means you were laughing.
No, I wasn't laughing.
Then why'd she say you think it's funny?
Because she just did it. She just said that's what that's what I remember her saying. Anyway.
You probably laughed. Just forgot.
I'm laughing now. Anyway.
You're burping so much.
I know. Sorry. And then I got kicked out, right? And then so I remember perfectly my dad, I could see the exit, right? And I was outside and I remember seeing my dad come out, right, with my friend. And he's like, he walks over to me and he's just like, not smart, Miles. Not very smart, Miles. And I'm like, I know. So my dad made me write a letter of apology.
Good.
And give it to the lady.
Good for him.
Yeah, and I never ever forgot that. Now it's just like, yeah, I should never have done that. And
that is very reckless of you, Miles.
I felt bad.
You should feel bad. It's terrible. But see, you did it. The fact that it's a personal story that I know someone who's done this, that means there are thousands of people that have hurt actors in these haunted houses.
That's right.
I hope they're unionized, because if not,
I don't think they are.
haunted house actors, there's no union for that? No, it should be.
Well, they never told me not to hit them. I was like a young kid, man. Like I was just a dumb...
11 years old is old enough to know.
I know, but I was dumb.
Okay, well, I can't deny that. I don't know.
Anyway, Halloween's coming up in about 6 months.
In case, no one here knows. And look, in case you don't know, no one here knows. Every every 2 weeks, you're like, Halloween's like 6 months away. It's 5 months away. It's 4 months away. Like,
I'm gonna
the day after Halloween, you're like, Halloween's only 364 days away.
We'll find out right now how many days Halloween is away.
You don't know if you're off by heart? I figure you memorize this shit by now. It's wild.
I love Halloween.
While you do that, let me just I always like to see what's
178 days. 178.
How many months is that?
I don't know.
Neither do I. What the? Okay, hold up.
Very cool.
So this happened today.
Oh yeah.
We could probably watch this. I don't give a
Yeah, sure.
There was a king that was crowned, and apparently this is real. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow, what a crown.
Is this how it goes?
It's like Mama Mare. Mommy. God. He's been waiting for this day for a long time, eh?
Yeah, he has.
I am the king of England.
And literally nobody else should care. Okay,
I saw Camilla. She got a crown as well.
Did she?
Yeah, man.
Shit's just embarrassing, man. I don't know.
Why? Oh, yeah, The Weeknd wants to buy the Ottawa Senators. So Snoop Dogg, Ryan Reynolds, and The Weeknd all have separate bids in for the Ottawa Senators.
In case you don't know, Ottawa Senators a hockey team in the
Right.
NHL.
Yeah.
Why would a Scarborough boy want to buy the Ottawa Senators? What's up?
To make them shit against the Leafs.
Okay, well then I'm for it.
Ottawa, I hate the Ottawa Senators as a Leafs fan.
I don't. That's why I don't want Snoop to win the bid. I don't want to have any reason to like the Ottawa Senators. So.
I like Snoop Dogg's idea to like grow the sport.
He should with a different team,
and that's great. Like,
does that make sense? Okay, what he wants to do makes total sense. Is Ottawa the best place to do what he wants to do? It feels like it's not.
Well, he can smoke weed there.
I guess that's not going to help grow the sport, really. We already all smoke weed. Well, do you still smoke weed? I don't know.
I smoke weed on with you.
I'm a bad influence, apparently.
Smoking weed's safer than drinking alcohol.
That's right. You finished those 2 beers. We brought up an extra one for me in case I would need it.
We gotta go.
And Miles has finished 2 while we've been on the stream.
Well, we haven't seen each other in a while.
That's true. Anyways, 40,
we're at 40 minutes.
40, that's
our
our time. 40 minutes is
that's
our time. All right, thanks. Hopefully it's not going to be 6 months when I see you next time.
It won't be.
Whatever it's going to be. Next time I see you, it's going to be the Leafs are going to be
playing Carolina,
winning the cup, or playing Carolina.
Oh my God! Okay,
or past that.
We will live stream.
Oh, if the Leafs get to the finals,
have a chance to win the cup, that game we will live stream.
My channel will turn to the rational Leaf fan or something. Like it's just going to be. I won't be able to do regular work. It will not be possible. Anyways, thank you everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.